Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is a chart, the new moon, 11th of February 2021, and I use whole signs to represent the houses. So here we have it. This is the stellium, a group of planets in the sign of Aquarius. Here we have Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon, and Sun. It's the new moon, of course. Now, the age of Aquarius. If you remember, if you were alive at the time, way back in 1962, on the 5th of February, here's the chart, we actually had 7 planets in the sign of Aquarius at that time, on that day, that new moon. Mars, Saturn, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, South Node, and Jupiter. And the dawning of the age of Aquarius, that theme song, and the age of Aquarius, you know, astrologers are often talking about, oh, we are now in the age of Aquarius. Are we? If so, that's a very good date for the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Notice also Uranus, the planet that governs Aquarius nowadays, is at 29 degrees of Leo retrograde, so it's bang opposite all that stellium of energy. So my thesis would be, we started it way back then. It's a long, long time ago. Just a few things that happened around that time. I remember it very well. I was at school. I remember the Cuban Missile Crisis and the world like holding its breath. It was unbelievable, and how Kennedy, a Gemini, communicated with Khrushchev, and that war was averted. It's a powerful time. Lots of other things, of course. Now we're coming back to now. Here we are again. Okay, so what is Aquarius about? Well, freedom. Freedom is a key word for Aquarius. Aquarians it's a fixed sign. If you are an Aquarian, you're what they know in the trade as a fixed sign, which is stubborn. And fixed means it gives you stamina. You don't stop, you keep on going. And it's all about networks, community, social justice, strong opinions, very strong principles Aquarians have, civil rights movements, all that kind of thing. That's the energy of it. However, we have got a standoff, which is about to happen 3 times this year, and that is Saturn, here it is, 6 degrees of Aquarius, and Uranus, 7 of Taurus. So these are both fixed signs. Saturn, the principle of Saturn, it is very happy in the sign of Aquarius. It's traditional, it's conservative, it likes rules and regulations and structure, good things. However, it can also be an authority conflict when it's in association with Uranus. Uranus, the very opposite. If Saturn represents the old, Uranus represents the new, modern, inventive, innovative ideas. Engineering, technology, these are all the realm of Uranus. And it definitely wants to break the rules. Without the energy of Aquarius and Uranus, and you might have Uranus strong in your birth chart, even if you're not an Aquarian, it means you are future orientated. You see things, how they can work differently. Is very much a genius. But also that network or that group is really important for the Aquarian energy. Now, the authority conflict, I think we've noticed this quite clearly, that's going on around the world. And Saturn says, wear the mask. Aquarius, Uranus says, I don't need that. So it's that rebellion can be very dangerous and scary. And of course, the trial at the moment, the impeachment trial in the US of former President Donald Trump, is exactly that. When you stoke up the energy of rebellion, then bad things can happen. Notice on the left, Mars, see Mars, making a right angle, a square to the Moon, to the Sun, to Mercury, to Venus. So Mars in Taurus is stubborn, very much so, and it can sabotage things if it's misguided very strongly. One good thing to mention, very good thing to mention, Saturn is no longer travelling side by side with Pluto. Pluto is still in Capricorn, but Saturn for 2.5 years is now in Aquarius. Now, that is good. It's like a dark cloud has been lifted, as one astrologer mentioned. We're no longer in the grip of Pluto. And Pluto is things that get buried. It is power, plutocracy. So we have a breath, fresh air. Aquarius is an air sign, communication. One thing of note, well, quite a few things of note, but one thing I'll look here, Jupiter and Venus are exactly side by side on this auspicious new moon. They are planets, love, Venus, wisdom, Jupiter. And that is a very powerful symbol to contemplate the combination of freedom and love of freedom and Jupiter, love of justice there. We also have the moon. It's going to be what they call void of course. The new moon is set for London at 19:05 GMT. And one way of looking at that is that all this energy of Aquarius can come to, it doesn't actually work out because of that void of course moon. It comes to nothing, in other words. So people who are born way back in 1962, around this 7-planet conjunction, around that time. One in the news in the UK is Eddie Izzard. We also have Sheryl Crow. They were both born in 1962. Eddie on the 7th of February, Sheryl on the 11th of February. We also, in history, Ronald Reagan, president, of course, 6th of Feb, 1911. James Dean, rebel without a cause, 8th of Feb, 1931. Barry Humphries, all these very interesting people. And that's the whole point with Aquarius, unconventional. He was born 17th of Feb, 1934, and Germaine Greer, the female eunuch. She was born 29th of Jan, 1939. And she was one of the pioneers, there were others, of the feminist movement. And that book came out in 1970, a trailblazer. That was huge, that revolution, the feminist movement. And she did become very unconventional in her views, but she really did pave the way for a huge social movement. And that is what Aquarius can do so well. So the caution, you might be feeling it especially if you're a fixed sign, is we still have Mars, very powerful, very strong, challenging, provoking, it's, as I mentioned, sabotaging, it's rigid, it's fixed. You notice, that red line is so strong here. And we do have it in a good relationship to Neptune. There's Mars, there's Neptune. That's a good thing. So there's the vision aspect there. Meanwhile, we still have the nodes of the moon in a very powerful combination of Gemini, Sagittarius, making a right angle to that Neptune. That's an ongoing transit. It's not going away fast. Deep breath. Mercury is retrograde. It won't move forward until the 21st of February, and that is an important time. And of course, what's going to happen is that Saturn square to Uranus, that's on around the 17th, and the Sun, of course, changes sign on the 18th of February. We're then going to get on the 19th, Venus square Mars, and finally, at the end of the month, on the 25th, Venus will move into Pisces. So this Aquarian energy is strong, but gradually through the rest of the month, Now I feel like a weather forecaster. We're getting the sun move into Pisces, or we're getting Venus moving into Pisces. So the full moon is on the 27th, and that has the moon in Virgo making a really good relationship to Neptune. Okay, so am I right in thinking that, or am I wrong in thinking that? I'm wrong in thinking that. Ignore that last remark. Okay, Mercury is retrograde. Please, if you have any problem, any issue at the moment with any communication, then you notice this is the problem. It's the Mercury can be fickle. It's the trickster, right? So notice that, it's somebody's playing tricks on me. Tricks on me. And because of that, it's good to use humour to make that disappear, if you like, disappear. And that full moon, by the way, I was right. It is 8 degrees of Virgo. I'm right. February 27th. There you are. So no apologies needed. Thank you for watching. I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com.